Hello and welcome back to the Monsters of Monster Hunter Double Cross, where today we're taking on Raging Brachydios, and I'm going to be super smart and do the event one. And the reason that's so super smart is I'm pretty sure it's actually got pumped up offense and defense, so yeah, that'll be pleasant for certain definitions of the word. And you know what? Let's just go for this insurance right here. It's also got booster, which will be nice for the first 10 minutes. And one of these item sets, this one right here. Oh, that's right. I needed to buy whetstones. Let's do that before it's too late. And also there. Okay, so this item set was originally meant for a Cantor, but with just a small adjustment, that can be fixed. Actually, no, it wasn't for a Cantor. It was for... Oh, I think I used it initially for, like, the Stonefist Hermitar. That's what it was made for. Yeah, that makes sense. But hey, just get rid of the Sonics and it works just as well on Raging Brachy. If it was for a Cantor, then it would have the Adamant Seeds. And let's actually use a cool drink right now so that we can take one right off the bat. We're using Aerial Switch Axe today because it's what I'm most comfortable with, and this is a fairly dangerous monster. Especially in this quest, I would imagine. It may or may not actually be boosted, but most of the time, event quest monsters that are monsters that tend to be unlocked later are almost always boosted in terms of their damage output, if nothing else. This guy seems relatively large. But then again, that's probably mainly because I was just fighting regular Brachy. And Raging Brachy is bigger than regular Brachy. Bigger and slower. But makes up for it with the reactive explosions and the massive damage. And yeah, this one's definitely had its damage output boosted. Ow. But hey, that's why we've got these fish, I guess. Jeez. Taking a direct hit from a punch from an orange fist, even when it's not enraged, is pain. And for the record, we are immune to Blast Blight because I do not like getting Blast Blight when I'm aerial style. Basically any other style is fine, but aerial, no. Ow. That was just a glancing blow. Ow. I don't like when he's all orange. It's intimidating. Ow! Just the reactive explosions do that much. That is not good for me. Though admittedly, unlike the last time I fought one of these guys, I do have a longer reach weapon and I can use sidesteps, so I'm not quite as susceptible to those attacks, or those explosions, as I was before. Ow. So yeah, Raging Brachy, as you can see, even when it's... Well, actually, it is enraged right now. It's got like a greener shell than regular Brachy, as seen in its icon. And that's all from the slime, which is starting to take over the host's body. Because the Brachy and the slime is a symbiotic relationship. But in this case, the slime is becoming a bit more parasitic, which is kind of driving the Brachy mad. So that's what's going on here. That's why it's Raging Brachy. And I mean, you'd be mad too if stuff was constantly exploding on you even when you didn't necessarily want it to. Yeah, there's actually not much visual difference between when he's raging and when he's not. Because right now he is not enraged. And yet we've still got the slime covering basically all of him. Ow. I was really hoping I'd manage to skirt the hitbox on that explosion. Yo, Brack, let's get over here towards the middle. I've just been reminded of another thing that Frenzied Brachy had going for it that was a little special back in 4U. And that's the slime puddles it left behind. Instead of exploding on a set timer like regular Brachy's do, their timer would be randomized to be either super short, super long, or just standard. Added an extra little element of unpredictability to the Brachy, which was kind of neat. Now I'm just imagining what it would be like if Raging Brachy had that going on. I just barely managed to get on him in time there. And he's enraged right now. Oh, if we had managed to clip the ledge on our way down, we wouldn't have had the sliding recovery animation there. I do want to sever this tail. It's part of why I bring the cut weapon. Ow. Well, he may be doing lots of damage, but he is slow enough that we're able to evade him well enough that we're not getting killed, which is nice. Though sometimes I make poor decisions on where to heal. Where and when. Oh, he's poisoned. Good job, cats. So I am not using a poison weapon. And so much for our first aid meds. Seems we didn't have to roll away there, but often better to be safe. When the alternative to safe is exploded, I'll usually choose safe. Usually. Over here, Brachy. Ow. Now this is a little dangerous, because putting my weapon away takes some time, during which he could very easily choose to use moves that would actually hit me. Thankfully, he's choosing to use not those moves. Let's get our cats back. Because I need to sharpen. Because my white sharp doesn't last long on this weapon. There we go. Admittedly, cutting Raging Brachy's tail is actually a little dangerous. Particularly because the tail can also get reactive explosions. And when the tail is orange but severed, it's hard to see. So you could not realize that it's gone orange and you could hit it and then get exploded. Oops. Was not paying close enough attention to my energy. And there goes the tail. So yeah, now we've only got that little stub to look at the color on. And it should have gone orange just there, because Brachy roaring causes a color change. And yeah, now it still looks fairly yellow, but there's just a little twinge of orange to it. So if we were to hit that accidentally, boom. Ow. Yeah, I think now is a good time for one of these. It was very nice of them to give me 2 of them. Ow. Couldn't quite get away there. Dang it. It just had to choose to go exactly on top of me, didn't it? But hey, that's just cart number 1. We're doing fine. Admittedly, we're sucking down our potions at an alarming rate, but we're doing fine. And let's go ahead and drink one of these. And take this. And a sharpening for good measure. And back we go. There he is. Dang it. Well, thanks for getting rid of most of that, Cat. Yeah, we'll be fine. Unless we take, like, one of his strongest moves. I don't think he can one-shot us from this range. And as long as we're not one-shottable, we should be pretty okay. Ow. Ooh. I kind of want that sparkly. No, Brachy, don't go for me. I'm just trying to get this thing you dropped. I'm trying to help you. Oh, it was just a tear. That wasn't worth risking my life for. Which I really was doing by grabbing it before healing. And since this guy is currently not enraged, I'm going for the legs. Ooh, and in fact, he's tired. Well, that was not the greatest time for me to use energy charge. Okay, not the greatest time for a knockdown either. Nor the greatest direction for a knockdown. Ow. That was unfortunate. But unfortunate though it may have been, I am alive. Oh, thank you, Cat. That's a good heal you just gave me. Ooh. Barely managed to get out of the way of that. Ow. Oh, this is not good. That's a wasted mount. was so close to another one. I guess I'll be over here then. I do want to carve that tail, but I'm not going to really go for it until either we're on our last life or he's dead. Because otherwise, I'm risking death for something that I can just get later. Sparklies, on the other hand, those are limited time offers. And I think now's a good time for one of these. Because that way I can heal using this. Admittedly, not for as much as I would have been able to had I not come over here. But then again, I would have probably had to eat it even later because I would have had to evade his attacks. So really, it's just fine. Besides, they give me the Farcasters for a reason. Apparently he lowered that while we weren't looking. That poor cat. Just blew up the tail, thankfully, while it was moving away from us. All right. Really is quite nice having infinite stamina while fighting this guy aerial style. Be nicer still if I also had infinite energy in my sword, but that's not a thing that I can have without a very specific hunter art that cheats me out of the affinity boost that I so enjoy and is available far less often. Okay, if only that heal had been just a moment later. But no, I got greedy there. That was on me. If the heal had been just a moment later, it would have kept us alive. Unfortunately, it was not just a moment later. It was when it was. Okay, let's get back in there. Hopefully that'll be our last visit to the base camp. That would be nice. I would appreciate that. Ow. Oh, look at you only doing one swipe. Ow. Okay, it was not our last visit to the base camp. I'm so used to monsters who always swipe twice when they're doing one tail swipe. Like, most monsters will do a second tail swipe, but I guess this is one of the ones that doesn't necessarily. Oh, hey, he made another sparkly. Clearly he doesn't want me grabbing it, and I really shouldn't grab it while there's a slime puddle right next to it. That seems like a bad plan. Even this seems like a not great plan. Worked out okay, though. I guess the sparkly over here was dropped earlier? Well, it's not like he'll never drop anymore. All we gotta do is break his hands, and he will drop one more. And we can only collect one more, so it really doesn't matter where we get it from as long as we get one. Then we'll be maxed out for sparklies. Also, ow. Ow. I was really hoping, once again, that I would skirt the hitbox. But I did not. Thanks, cat. I was just reaching for something to heal my cats with, and then my cat decided to do the cat healing. Dang it. Nice job, cat, defusing that fist before it punched. So we're only allowed to cart one more time without, or before we fail. Dang it, after the rage. Why's it always got to be after the rage? I really want to get both fists diffused and get a ride. Well, there's the diffusing. Yeah, what I want is a knockdown during which both fists are defused. Okay, no more carts allowed. Yeah, I'd considered using a Farcaster, but I didn't want to. Now I'm gonna have to use them a little more liberally if I want to use those fish. At least if I want to use those fish when there's no cats around to distract them. That's the wrong kind of yellow drink. Yeah, we've got 2 more Farcasters to use. 3 more Farcasters to use. So it's not like we can't use them. And in fact, I should use them when the time arises that they would be helpful. Because I'm not allowed to die anymore. And if a Farcaster can prevent a death, it's worth using. Yeah, basically, the ideal situation here is Brachy enraged, me riding, neither fist orange after the knockdown. That's our basically max damage situation. Because while Brachy's enraged, I get Challenger going on. Alright, there's the rage, though we do have an orange fist. Nice if that could get exploded before we knock him down. Well, hey. It done exploded. So we are in our max damage situation. Would be slightly better if I had already used my energy charge, but this is fine. And we just blew up the tail. Ow. Please don't do mean things to me. I could go my whole life without you doing mean things to me. So you'll probably see the base camp twice more. Though again, it would be nice if you didn't have to. There's still a possibility that you won't see it twice more. But, I mean, I don't want to make promises I can't keep. I dodged the wrong direction there. I need to remember that the explosions happen at the tip of the fist. And this is very dangerous, but thankfully we are fine. That is a perfectly acceptable move for you to be using. Gives me plenty of time to heal. Ow. Thank you, cat. Ow. Oh boy. I do not like being stunned in front of this guy. Hey look, it's a sparkly. If we grab that, then we don't have to worry about breaking both fists. Oh, thanks, cat. I guess that made my life powder a little pointless, but at least it healed me. Poor explodey cat. I've only got blast res on one of these. Oh boy, that was not worth the price of admission. Okay. We can return to base camp exactly one more time without failing the quest. Really didn't mean to actually go all the way to the explosion there, but input buffering is a thing, I guess. That was some anti-grav slime. Ow. Let's not stand near the cat that's about to explode. I really feel like I should have been pushed by that roar, but I guess I was having iframes during the actual roar itself, but they ended before the roar did, but after I hit the ground. Ooh. We went under that punch, kind of. Oh, thank goodness we flinched him there, otherwise we were almost certainly going to take an explosion. That's not something I like to do. I don't like to take punches either, but they happen sometimes. Now, I wish I had remembered to carve the tail. Yeah, Raging Brachy's a thing. I enjoy him. I personally think it's not as dynamic a fight as regular Brachy, which is kind of sad. But that's just the way things are sometimes. And I probably would have beaten him had we done the regular one, because I've beaten the regular one plenty of times. It's just, this event one does crazy damage. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. Join us next time when we fight the second to last of the Fated Four that we're going to fight in this series, which is all of them. Glavenus. See you then, friends.